And True Sports episode 56 is on the air. I'm Taylor Phillips, and this is Louis Tenor to my right. The Miami Heat advanced to the NBA Finals with a 103-84 win in Game 7 at TD Garden over the Boston Celtics. And the Vegas Golden Knights demolish and blank the Dallas Stars at American
Oh
Airlines
boy.
Center 6-0 in Game 6 to advance to the Stanley Cup Final, their second in franchise history and in just 6 years.
Yeah. I mean, the 2019 team was, but like I said,
The
that had experience.
2018?
The 2018 into 2019, I should say. They had
2018. Yeah,
they had
the
experience.
2018 team advanced to the Cup final in their inaugural season.
Right. But of course, that wasn't just any, expansion team. That was a team with, experienced players who've won cups before and were able to bring that experience over to this new expansion team, and that's how they really get there. But came up a little bit short. And tonight they proved how they able to get back in the finals as Dallas just looked awful. I mean, right from the word go, this game was I think was over. 3-0 in the first period. I mean, teams had come back from down 3-0 in the game before, but Vegas was just too powerful, and the power play and it made Dallas look like ugh, just horrible.
Yeah, when the first period ended with a score reading 3-0 Vegas Golden Knights, Stars fans everywhere were booing.
Yeah, I heard.
They were booing hard. Man, they just had no faith in their team. I don't
No,
blame them.
no, you can't. And it looks like they gave up on themselves.
Yeah, yeah, they gave up on. Yeah, they gave up on them. They gave up on themselves too. Yep, Stars players gave up on themselves.
Right.
Um, yeah, the Heat and Celtics game 7 was mostly close, but Miami started to pull away late in that fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, the Celtics came within 8 points in the late in the third, and I thought maybe something was going to happen, bring some of that home court magic, in Game 7 because you are at home, you have the crowd on your side, but sometimes that could also be a distraction too, and the Heat proved why the underdogs can win, and they've proved that all the postseason. Thank you, Jimmy Buckets. And I know a lot of Celtics fans who are not happy about this. Oh boy, I'm in for it now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a dead duck.
Well, the Stanley Cup Final is going to start June 3rd at 8 on TNT. The TNT is going to cover the entire Stanley Cup Final between the Florida Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights,
Yeah.
and that's going to start on Saturday, this upcoming
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay. So it's now confirmed that it will be Saturday.
Yep, Saturday, June 3rd.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just I just scrolled over to the scores section and kept scrolling until I found Game 1 on June 3rd, Saturday, June 3rd,
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make
at
sure
8
what it was.
at
Okay.
8 at 8 on TNT.
I'll be ready.
And then the NBA Finals will begin
Thursday.
uh, game game one. Yeah, game one. Yeah, on Thursday. Yep, June 1st. Yep, that's going to be on ABC, of course, with Mike
Yeah.
Breen on hand, like he usually says. Mike Breen on hand.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's the voice of the NBA Finals on ABC and ESPN. The
Heads
Denver
my near
Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets, and the Miami Heat. Who you got?
Denver in 5.
All right, and and the Stanley Cup Final.
I'm gonna say Vegas. Vegas in 6.
Okay, yeah, I'm pulling for those Knights. They need to win a cup.
Yeah. And
So
for
do
the
the
record,
Panthers.
that's true.
But neither team has won a Stanley Cup.
No, but they've both been there before.
Yeah, at least once. Yeah, just
Yes.
once actually each. Yeah,
But the last time the Panthers went in, which was a lifetime ago for some people, they got swept by the Colorado Avalanche.
1996. Yeah, I
Yep.
remember that one. I
I thought
remember
they
it
gave
well
it.
as a Red Wing fan. especially.
I thought the game would never end. I mean, the game was nothing through regulation, through two overtimes. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast over here. Will this game ever end? I couldn't even sleep. That's how it was. And then I find out when I wake up in the morning, 4 minutes 55 seconds into overtime number three, Yui Krupp scores the winning goal. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. He was a Red Wing in the 01-02 season, by the way.
And Islander.
And an Islander, yep. New
Yuck.
York Islander. Yep. So the Yankees are playing right now in Seattle. They lead
Yep.
the Mariners 9-4, and that's going to be included in your True Sports Report. Go ahead, Lewis.
And one more note, Mike Green also was the play-by-play man for my New York Knicks on the MSG network as well.
Yeah, he's done that for years too.
Personal plug for my New York Knicks. Okay. All right, so on to the late scores. Only one score left in the Major League Baseball. In fact, the only scoreboard left on the whole night left. As we said, the Yankees lead the Mariners 9-4. Gurman is pitching and Raleigh is at bat. 1 out, nobody on. Everybody else is a final. As the Guardians over the Orioles 5-0. Allen got the win. Wells got the loss. Tigers over your, well, actually Rangers over your Tigers 5-0.
Matt Boyd sucks.
Yep. As Evaldi got the win and Boyd, well, yep, got the loss.
5 earned runs on 5 hits.
Ugh.
Yeah, you start well and then you implode. That's not good enough. Sorry.
No. Especially when you implode.
Yeah,
Royals
we can't
played
have that.
No.
That's not a quality start.
Yeah. Royals played the Cardinals 7-0. Mayers got the win and Wainwright got the loss. Cubs over the Rays 1-0. Stroman got the win, Bradley got the loss, and I have an interesting note on that game when I'm done with the scores here. D-backs over the Rockies 7-5. Nelson got the win, Kaufman got the loss, and Chapin got the save. Twins over the Astros 7-5 in 10 innings. Duran got the win and Abreu got the loss. Only one Duran. I thought it'd be Duran. Okay. Oh, never mind. Giants over the Phillies 14-4. DeStefani got the win and Hill got the loss. Get this, guys. This is not a typo. The A's beat the Braves. That's right. The A's beat the Braves 7-2. Wow.
Oh, 7-2. Yeah, that's not big.
Yeah.
But the A's won.
Yeah, that's the surprise.
They got to win some game, right?
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's going to be against the Braves, though.
Oh, the Braves. Wow. That's a big one for the A's.
Yes. I thought it was a typo, but it's not. Gray got the win and Soroka got the loss.
Fluke.
Probably. Angels over the White Sox 6-4. Canning got the win. Kopech got the loss, and Estevez got the save. And finally, the Dodgers over the Nationals 6-1. Miller got the win. Williams got the loss. Okay, so let's go to the standings here, as it just became a little bit more interesting. Oops. I said standings, not score, you dummy. All right. Here we go. The Rays still lead the American League East at 39-17. 4 games over the Orioles at 34-20. The Yankees making strides here. 32-23, 6.5, depending outcome of the game, of course, tonight. Red Sox 28-25, 9.5 back, and the Blue Jays 28-26, 10 back. So far, they are the most decent division in all of baseball. On to the comic tragedy we call the AL Central. Oh boy. The Twins 28-26, 2 games ahead of the Tigers 25-27. The Guardians 24-29, 3.5 back. The White Sox 22-34, 7 back, and the Royals 17-38, 11.5 back. Wow. To the West, the Rangers 34-19 have a 3-game lead over the Astros at 31-22. The Mariners 28-25, 6 back. Also 6 back are the Angels at 29-26, and the A's, despite the win today, are still 11-45, 24.5 back.
11-45, yep.
Yeah.
It's 11.5 back.
Yeah. Okay. To the National League. The Braves, 32-22. have a 4-game lead over the Marlins, 28-26, very respectable. The Mets, batting .500 at 27-27, they had the day off. The Phillies, 25-28, 6.5 back, and the Nationals, 23-31, 9 back. Over to the other tragic Comedy Central, the National League. The Brewers, 28-25, 2 games ahead of the Pirates at 26-27. What happened to them? I thought they were onto something here. The Reds, 24-29, 4 back. The Cubs, 23-30, 5 back, and the Cardinals, 24-32, 5.5 back. Forget what I said about the Pirates being the surprise team of the year. They just fell flat. Yeah. And finally, in the West, the Dodgers are 33-22, have a game and a half lead over the D-backs at 31-23. The Giants, 28-26, 4.5 back. The Padres, 24-29, 8 back, and the Rockies, 24-31, 9 back. All right, so let's go to the schedule. It'll be a big day in the leagues tomorrow, and it starts this way. The Padres will take on the Marlins at 6:40. Also 6:40, the Rangers once again take on the Tigers. 7:05, the Guardians take on the Orioles. 7:07, the Brewers take on the Blue Jays. 7:10 will be the Phillies versus the Mets. Sorry, the Reds take on the Red Sox, and the Phillies will take on the Mets. 7:45, the Royals will take on the Cardinals. 8:05, the Rays take on the Cubs. 8:10 games, Angels take on the White Sox. Twins take on the Astros. Few 9:40 games here, as the Braves will take on the A's, the Rockies will take on the D-backs, and the Yankees will take on the Mariners. 9:45, the Pirates will take on the Giants, and wrapping up will be the Nationals taking on the Dodgers at 10:10. All right, so we'll do the scores for the NBA here. It's over as the Miami Heat beat the Celtics 103-84, taking the series 4-3. And like we said, Game 1 of the NBA Finals will start on Thursday night. Over to the NHL, the Golden Knights just destroyed the Dallas Stars 6-0. Take the series 4-2, and that series begins on Saturday night. What a mess! Seriously, just what a mess. I thought maybe they'd put up a little bit of a fight, but they certainly did not. That game was just downright ugly. All right, so on to the news items of the day. Did the Sixers hire a nurse? Apparently, yes. They have hired former Raptors head coach Nick Nurse, sources told ESPN today. The Sixers and the Suns were engaged with Nurse and his agent Andy Miller of Clutch Sports throughout Sunday and Monday, leaving Nurse with the decision of 2 contending teams. That, according to sources, Nurse's desire to coach current MVP Joel Embiid and a history with Sixers president Daryl Morey played a significant role part in his decision to commit to a deal with the Sixers, according to sources. Nurse separated himself in the interview process, selling a vision for the Sixers. He will now be a part of an organization to re-sign James Harden, who is expected to be a free agent this summer. Nurse and the Raptors went their separate ways after his 5th season, and Nurse posted a respectable 227-163 record, along with an NBA title in 2020 and Coach of the Year in 2020. Nurse replaces Doc Rivers, who was dismissed after losing to the Celtics in the second round of the playoffs this season, despite winning 54 games. No justice in that. After receiving a 2-game suspension in the Western Conference Finals, Dallas Stars forward Jamie Benn thought his series was over. The Stars were down 3-0 after Game 3, the same game where Benn had crossed Mark Stone in the jaw, enough to earn him a first period game misconduct, and then was banned for the next 2 games. He did return tonight after saying the next 2 games. Ben did return in Game 6, although to no avail. I was praying we were going to get 2 solid games just to get another chance, said Ben, who was the first player to hit the ice for practice. Ben had 11 points in 16 playoff games, including 3 goals. The Stars used Ben's absence as a rally cry to send the series to a 6th game, which unfortunately just ended a little while ago. It was reminiscent of the Stars' series win over the Wild, when they were vowed to keep playing until Joe Pavelski could return from his Game 1 injury. We did not want to end this season like that for him, said for Reddick Fask. We talked about the injury and that we wanted to get him back in the series. We talked about the same thing, just about getting Jimmy back in the series, and we did just that. All right, moving along. Utah Jazz legend Karl Malone, alias the Mailman, recently auctioned off 24 pieces of memorabilia from his 1992 Summer Olympics Dream Team game, used jerseys and sneakers worn by all 12 members, to the tune of $5 million. The bulk of those earnings from the auction came with collectibles. Marketplace Gold, unsurprisingly, came from Michael Jordan's white jersey number 9, worn in their victory against Lithuania in the semifinals. A record used for any Jordan worn item. His game worn sneakers from the 1992 Tournament of the Americans, the pre-tournament event where the Dream Team made a debut, sold for $42,000. Larry Bird's jersey, also from that game, sold for $36,000. I think it's $360,000. And a pair of Bird sneakers were sold for $91,200. Malone had displayed the collection for years at one of his car dealerships in the state of Utah. He invited Golden's executive chairman and founder, Ken Golden, out when he decided to sell a scene captured on Netflix's King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch. It sold just over $3 million, a record used. Oh, wow. Novak Djokovic launched his quest for a record 23rd men's singles title Grand Slam with a no-nonsense victory over Alexander Kovacevic in straight sets 6-3, 6-2, 7-6. His first victory at the French Open today. The two-time champion breezed through the first 2 sets before encountering resistance from the American upstart, whose lack of experience showed in the tiebreak on the world's biggest clay court tournament. The Joker ended the match with a sizzling serve on his first match point and will now face Hungarian tennis player Martin Fucsovics in a sport for a spot in the 3rd round. So we'll see how that goes. All right. The extended 2-minute report of the chaotic finish in their last-second victory of the Heat, that is the Celtics, in Game 6, revealed there were 2 missed calls against the Celtics, saying there were no issues on the foul on Jimmy Butler, with only 3 seconds remaining in regulation. The report issued early yesterday said officials missed 2 key calls among the 32. The league reviewed the final 2 minutes of action, a lane violation on Heat forward Caleb Martin on a free throw that Jaylen Brown missed with just over a minute left in the 4th. A foul on Jason Tatum by Heat guard Gabe Vincent on a drive to the basket with 33.5 seconds left to play. That play eventually ended with Tatum being blocked by Bam Adebayo, aka Bam Bam, and Heat getting the ball back. There were no issues in the foul call against against Al Harper on Jimmy Butler. Butler's attempt with 3 seconds left to play. At the center of much of the discussion in the aftermath of the Celtics win. Originally, official Josh Tiven called the foul on Harper with 2.1 seconds remaining and was ruled a two-shot foul. In this situation, the league would automatically review the play to see if it was a 2 or 3-shot foul. But Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla challenged the call. The league had the ability to look at the entire play, according to league senior vice president and head of referee department and training Monty Metuchen. The league saw one of Harper's arms come across Butler's arms and fouled him with 3 seconds left, then adding 9/10 of a second left, which doesn't seem like a lot of time. The Celtics needed every bit of that time as Butler made all 3 of the free throws to give the Heat a 1-point lead. As Derek White's pushback, Marcus Smart's potential game-winning jumper was released with just 1/10 of a second left on the clock. The basket gave the Celtics a stunning last-second victory that set up for Game 7 tonight, which the Celtics just got blasted. The other debate about the Butler play was over if he double-dribbled after losing the ball. The reports that he did not explain that Butler fumbles the ball out of his control when he ends his dribble, then recovers it and legally attempts a field goal. Yes, we said legally. All right. And for anybody who's following the World Hockey Championships, well, there's nothing like a celebration in saying that, well, the country of Latvia closed for a holiday. The country's hockey team upset the U.S. men's hockey in the World Championships on Saturday. Latvia, where hockey is the national sport, was co-hosting the men's national title with Finland in their 4-3 win for the bronze medal and went into a frenzy after the victory. Okay.
Canada has beaten U.S. before.
Yeah, but
many times.
Yeah, they've won 28 cups. Oh wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, a plane bringing the team home flew at low altitude over Central Riga earlier today to greet thousands of fans gathered together to welcome home the squad. Well, congratulations. Yuck. All right, moving along. Yeah, that's a pretty long tournament too. It started back in April. Okay, as I mentioned, I had something about the Cubs victory. Cubs pitcher Marcus Stroman raised both his arms and pounded his glove at Wrigley Field for the final out. He silenced the team with he silenced the Rays, who have the best record in the majors, and did a performance he'll never forget. Stroman pitched a one-hitter against the Rays today. That's right, one hit. Stroman pitched his 4th complete game of the season and only his 2nd shutout in 9 seasons. The last time he did that was against the Blue Jays way back in 2014. He threw 105 pitches and had 8 strikeouts. The right-hander walked 1 in winning his 3rd straight start and helped the Cubs bounce back after being swept by the Reds over the weekend. Ugh. The only hit Stroman gave up was in the 7th on a hit by Wander Franco. He walked Brendan Love, got out of a jam by getting Randy Arizona to fly out to Josh Lowell to ground into a double play. The only other Rays pitcher to reach base was Luke Riley, who was hit by a pitch to lead off the 3rd. Wake Forest, who led the nation in wins and did not lose consecutive games this season, is the top seed in the NCAA college basketball tournament. That was announced earlier today. And the Southern Conference has 10 teams playing in the regionals. The 64 tournament team opens up on Friday with 16 regionals. The winners advance to the College World Series in Omaha. The top 8 seeds are assured at hosting the Super Regionals provided they win the regionals, the first regionals. The national seeds following Wake Forest are Florida at 44-14, Arkansas at 41-16, Clemson 43-17, LSU 43-15, Vanderbilt 41-18, Virginia 41-12, and Stanford 38-16. Seeds 9 through 16 are the following: Miami at 40-19, Coastal Carolina 39-19, Oklahoma State 41-18, Kentucky at 36-18, Auburn 34-21-1. Yes, they do play the ties in college baseball. Indiana State 42-15, South Carolina 39-19, and Alabama 40-19. The last 4 teams in are Arizona 33-24, Louisiana 40-24, Oklahoma 31-26, and Troy 39-20. The first 4 out, and this is going to be a shock, I think, to some people here. ASU 32-23, Kansas State 35-24, Kent State, that's the big surprise here, 42-16 and did not get in. Can you explain that to me, people? I don't get it. 42-16 and you're out. You never even made it. I don't believe it. And UC Irvine at 38-17. The ACC is 8 teams in the regionals. The Big 12 has 6, and the Pac-12 has 5. 42-16, you don't get in. I don't get that. All right, Rays closer Pete Fairbanks was placed on the 15-day injured list today due to left shoulder inflammation. Fairbanks locked up on him was warming up before the 9th inning, and then went over the Dodgers. He did not enter the game. That was yesterday, by the way. The move was retroactive to yesterday. In a corresponding move, the Rays recalled right-hander Trevor Kelly from AAA Durham. Fairbanks is 0-for-1 with an ERA of 1.54 and 5 saves in 13 relief appearances. Fairbanks, who last pitched on Friday, went on the injured list earlier this season with right forearm inflammation. Kelly is 0-for-1 with an ERA of 5.40 in 6 appearances in 2 starts for the Rays this season. So yes, the Rays do have an Achilles heel on their team, despite their record. Well, everybody's got one anyway. All right. Michael Soroka made his first start for the Braves today against the A's. Manager Brian Stigler announced making the right-hander's return to the majors after missing 3 years as he suffered 2 Achilles tendon injuries. Wow. Soroka last pitched for the Braves back in August of 2020, the pandemic season, just 3 games into it, when he suffered a torn right Achilles tendon against the Mets. Following a setback that required a follow-up surgery, he suffered another tear on the same Achilles tendon. When it rains, it pours. Midway through the 2021 season, while walking back into the clubhouse, Soroka suffered another complication during his comeback when a hamstring injury slowed his progress in the spring. The Braves did win that game last night against the Phillies, 11-4. Soroka was set to pitch yesterday for AAA Gwinnett versus the Durham Bulls before the team called an audible and was scratched in favor of right-hander Nolan Kingham. Ronald Acuna Jr. said he was super happy, excited, and proud of him, and added, "I'm hoping for good health to continue." The Braves are still without 2 key starters, Max Fried with a strained left forearm and Kyle Wright with right shoulder inflammation, and both are expected to miss at least the next 2 months. Ooh. Soroka was 1-for-2 with an ERA of 4.33 in 8 games for AAA Gwinnett. He allowed 4 hits and 2 runs over 10.5 innings in his last 2 major league starts. Right-hander Derek Rodriguez, who gave up 1 hit and 2 scoreless innings on Sunday against the Phillies, was optioned for Gwinnett, which opened a roster spot for Soroka. And last but not least, White Sox reliever Liam Hendriks will be back on the roster Today, after the team announced missing one first 2 months with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The White Sox posted a video message on their Twitter account yesterday that featured messages from White Sox players and coaches welcoming him back. So yes, he has been reinstated. Thank goodness. Hendricks was diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin lymphoma in early December and completed his final round of chemotherapy last month. He began a rehab assignment earlier this month for AAA Charlotte. He threw several batting practice sessions over the past 10 days against teammates over the last 10 days before declaring himself ready as of yesterday. As of now, I have a clean bill of health, Hendricks said this month, and as he began his rehab assignment. He announced his diagnosis on January 9th. His return comes just shy of 6 months after the diagnosis. Wow.
Glad he's healthy again.
Yes, that's wonderful good news. Okay, do have one more. The Minnesota Twins have lost 8 of 10 series in May, with a lineup that has been limping along with a slew of injuries and way too many strikeouts. Well, you're not going to win games that way, buddy. They could use a boost as Royce Lewis makes his arrival. That's Lewis, Lewis, not the way I spelled my name, by the way. Lewis will join the Twins as they start a 3-game series against the Astros. Sorry, against the Astros. The top overall pick in 2017 will be reinstated from the 60-day injured list and will make a return exactly 1 year from the date of the torn ACL in his right knee that limited him to only 12 games. Manager Rocco Baldini announced the move after yesterday's loss to the Blue Jays. Outfielders Kyle Garlick and Matt Waller will be sent down to AAA St. Paul, where Lewis had begun playing in a rehab assignment. Outfielder Max Kepler will also be reinstated from the injured list after missing the last 14 games with a strained left hamstring. Yeah, like I said, when it rains, it pours. All right, that concludes my notes for the day, so I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Still 9-4 Yankees top 8. Nobody out 1 and 2 on Cabrera against Flexen. So that's episode 56 of True Sports. Ready for the finals?
You bet.
All right. So our next episode is Sunday night at 11 for episode 57. Until I'm Taylor Phillips. He's Louis Tenor. Ta-ta.
Let's do it.